Welcome to day 4 of Small Beginnings. Today we are going to do a little bit of Qigong. Again, I'm not a professional at this. However, it is something that I do enjoy once in a while, and so I'll do a little Qigong and you can join in if you like. And today the topic is going to be focus. So in keeping with that, let's focus and dive right into it. Welcome back. It took me a little while to get on here to do this because I got distracted by social media this morning. And so, let me begin. Without distractions, it's much easier to focus. In this world nowadays, I think we can all agree that there's a lot of distractions. And one of the things that we're doing here with Small Beginnings is bringing a focal point each day to this 5 minutes. Yeah, and so this focal point, though, because we're doing a few different things, could provide off-ramps to different things. For example, today we're trying a little bit of Qigong. And so, I could provide you with the link to some Qigong because I think that's a great idea. If a person wants to pursue it, absolutely. The same with yoga, go, hey, wow, I'm going to go off and I'm going to do some yoga now and then get into a program of yoga. That's a great idea. The challenge is that it can become diversification instead of play on the word diversification. If we have too many things going on, then none of them get done effectively. And I once built a little sailboat for myself. It was out of an old boat that my father had, and I went to build a sailing rig on it. And I had to build a rudder, and I had to build a lee board, and I had to build a mast, and a whole bunch of things that needed to go on there. And I had to make some sails for it, and all of this stuff. And I stood there trying to get started on this, and it was overwhelming because I was trying to do all of those things at the same time. And there was no starting point, obviously, because there's too many things to do. And so I just did one thing at a time, and I ended up with a really an amazing little sailboat out of the deal. But recognizing that distractions and strengthening my focus to do one thing at a time, and that's where I also find things like living one day at a time, focusing my efforts on today, and on what I'm doing right now, and keeping it lined up in that way so that I'm not I've heard it called like a gadfly, hopping from thing to thing to thing. And so if I'm focused, then I'm able to do that one thing. And with Small Beginnings, we are playing around with lots of one things, and in doing that, we change to we layer on some strength and focus. And then at the end of the 30 days, there is no question in my mind that there's going to be some valuable additions to our lives. But keeping the Small Beginnings a really solid focus, allow ourselves to maybe look around at some other ideas, recognizing that if we start things and don't finish them, there might well be a reason for that. And so, and if we do finish them and we don't feel satisfied, then maybe we're not doing the right things. And so if we take our time and focus on small beginnings and allow time to pass and our perspective to change, we'll better be able to find a solid beginning for the larger things. There's a parable that if there is 10 grasshoppers on the ground, we have to focus on one in order to catch one. All of the other grasshoppers are a distraction. And so looking at our lives, looking at what our distractions, if we take a close look at what our distractions are, we might then be able to truly get our focus going. And part of that is through quieting the mind and spending more time just being with ourselves and becoming more aware of sort of who we are and where we are best to be headed to be ourselves, our most effective and best selves. So I hope this helps today, and thank you a lot for coming back out again, and have a great rest of your day.